It all started on a Friday when António I, King of Kongo, decided to ride out at the head of his army toward Mbwila. By October 1665, the Kingdom of Kongo was a realm frayed by foreign pressure and internal rivalry. For decades, Portuguese Angola had expanded from its coastal bases at Luanda, hungry for control of trade, slaves, and vassals. Kongo's kings, trying to preserve independence, assert royal authority, and collect tribute from border lordships, found themselves squeezed. Mbwila, a small but strategically placed lordship, became the flashpoint. Its ruler toyed with allegiance, and the Portuguese saw in that indecision an opportunity. António I, who had taken the crown in a time of turbulence, resolved to restore central authority by confronting Mbwila's defiance. He rode with confidence and an army of muskets, pikes, and seasoned Congo warriors. What he did not fully know was that the field at Mbwila had been prepared as a trap. Behind the scenes, Portuguese officials and merchants in Luanda conspired with local rivals.
They cultivated dissident nobles and encouraged Mbwila's defiance, deliberately provoking a confrontation on terrain favorable to Portuguese firearms and cavalry. Their aim was not merely to beat a rebel lord, it was to smash Congo's capacity to resist, capture or kill its leaders, break its chains of command, and harvest a windfall of captives who could be sold into the Atlantic slave system. This was a calculated plan that mixed diplomacy, bribery, and military bait. On 29 October 1665, the skirmish exploded into the Battle of Mbwila, sometimes called Mbwila. Portuguese forces, backed by Mbwila's allies and better positioned for gunpowder warfare, met Antonio's troops. The Congo king fought with courage, but faced a deadly combination of raked musket fire and encircling maneuver. Contemporary accounts tell of fierce hand-to-hand fighting, of standards captured, and of nobles cut down in shock. António I was killed in the field. The aftermath was not a mere consequence of battle, it was a brutal assertion of colonial lawlessness. Portuguese chroniclers proudly recorded that the king's body was mutilated. His head and right hand were taken as trophies, sent back to Luanda and onwards to Europe, where they were exhibited as proof of victory. Many of the captured Congo nobles, men whose status in African courts had once guaranteed them dignity and sanctuary, were treated as cargo. They were enslaved, shipped into the transatlantic trade, or held as bargaining chips. The seizure and sale of noble prisoners was not an isolated lapse, but an explicit part of the Portuguese calculus, to remove the heart of Congo leadership and to profit from human suffering. The consequences rippled like a wound that would not close. The death of António I and the enslavement of his magnates precipitated a prolonged civil war. Rival claimants fought to succeed the fallen king. The central authority of Congo fragmented further. Villages.
The Mbwila episode stands as a compact case of how diplomacy, local rivalries, and economic greed produced a conspiracy that was at once political and criminal, an orchestrated ambush that culminated in mutilation and enslavement. Today, the story of Mbwila is kept in the archives of correspondences, missionary reports, and Congo oral memory. It is an ugly, instructive chapter, a sovereign killed on African soil, his remains sent as tokens to a foreign court, nobles stripped of status and sold into bondage, a kingdom pushed toward ruin by the predatory intersection of empire and commerce. The crime was not only what happened on the battlefield, it was the calculated plan behind it and the choice to turn human beings into trophies and merchandise. That conspiracy changed the face of Central Africa for generations.